You're going to the Wisconsin Book Festival's fall celebration, right? It's our state's premier library event of the year, and it's coming up next month, October 23rd through the 26th. It's a public opportunity with more than 55 events where you can connect with authors and fellow book lovers at Madison's Central Library and other downtown venues. It's accessible to everyone, and yes, there are even sometimes free book giveaways with signed copies available from renowned authors. Don't forget, the festival also hosts author programming all year round. So what are you waiting for? Go find the complete schedule at wisconsinbookfestival.org. Ready to cozy up your space this fall? Wisco Home Goods has just what you need. Hand-poured soy candles crafted in small batches, made to burn clean, and scented with the warm, comforting notes of the season. Stop by their shop at 4664 Cottage Grove Road on Madison's beautiful east side, or browse their fall collection online at wiscohomegoods.com. Shop local, breathe easy, feel good. All autumn long with Wisco Home Goods. This is CityCast Madison. I'm Bianca Martin, and here's what Madison's talking about. Hey y'all, guess what? This week, we're giving away 4 pairs of tickets to the True North Music and Food Festival, happening September 27th at the Warner Park Duck Pond. This brand new, hip festival features heavy hitters in the music world. Headlining is Pokey Lafarge, and local centers on the bill include People's Brothers Band, Mama Digdowns, Spectaculous, and more. Plus, so many of our favorite restaurants are serving up fare. I'm beyond excited. Stay tuned to the end of this episode to learn how to enter our giveaway. Today, it's Thursday, so of course it's time to dish on Madison's food scene. You know, there's a gap in our city. We don't have a spot specifically dedicated to watching women's sports, but that may change soon. Joining me now is the woman who's trying to make it happen, Rita Adair. Rita, welcome to CityCast Madison.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm loving this.
So you're planning on opening a bar, which in Wisconsin, let's face it, isn't exactly special. But your bar, which you're in right now, will be. So what are you working on? And tell us about the bar concept.
The concept is to be woman-centered and viewing of women's sports. But I really wanted to add some flavor to it. So we're cooking soul food and we're playing blues also. So we're going to liven this whole thing up, and we're going to just do lots of sports and great food and music together. It's a challenge combining all three, but I'm up for the task of doing it. And I want folks to know that I'm doing all sports. While I definitely am women-centered and want to make sure that women's sports get played, I also want to let people know that we'll be doing all sports here.
Okay, that's very generous of you.
Yes. Like they've been generous to us, right? Right,
right. Exactly. Well, you're thoughtful, right? So the name of the bar is Burnell's. Before we dive into the namesake and the inspiration, which is so key to the story, where are you located? Where are you trying to open up?
It's off of Stoughton Road in Flum on the east side. The bar was previously called the Red Rooster, before that Knuckle Downs, and it's been a staple in Madison for years as a live blues venue, which is part of the reason that I didn't want to take that away from those that are really dedicated to the blues in Madison.
Yeah. So over on the east side, not too far from a couple of us here on the CityCast Madison team, we're super excited about the concept. Let's talk about the namesake of the bar, Burnell's.
Burnell was my wife, and she passed away a year ago in August of ovarian cancer, and she battled that for 5 years. She was a women's basketball coach for over 20 years in Milwaukee, in high school and college. And she also owned the Milwaukee Aces. It was a women's professional basketball team. And she was the first person to bring the WNBA to Wisconsin and do sponsorship games. The Sky came from Chicago. During COVID was when she got sick. And after she found out she was terminal, she decided to shut the team down, but she loved the Aces in Las Vegas. So she wanted to move to Las Vegas and be near the Aces and die in the sun. So we moved there. And a couple of years ago, when basketball became very big for women's sports. She just had a dream of opening a women's bar, and she was hoping for her cancer to change and that she would have more time and she could open that bar, but that didn't happen. And so after she passed, I came back home to Madison and was trying to figure out a legacy for her. And I knew this was it, that I needed to open that bar that she always wanted to open and name it Brunel's and just make it happen. I say now that if you can look down, she's looking down and she can't get a smile off her face right now. She's probably so excited that something like this is going to happen. That's named Brunel's too. She'd be really, really happy about it.
What a testament of love that you're carrying this dream forward.
Yes, it feels that way. It feels that way very much. She was a humble person, and I didn't really realize how much she contributed to women's sports until her death, actually. People have come out of the woodwork that she coached, that she, worked with in different areas. She was on many boards. She just spearheaded a lot of things in women's sports, not just basketball. She also was really into soccer and volleyball. It was her life.
Yeah, she was truly a trailblazer. Like, I think people use that term generally, but it's not an overstatement for her and her record.
Yeah, she had another business called IOU Sports, which was teaching women's sports. And so she wanted young girls and women to know that being part of sports isn't always about being the athlete. It's about knowing how to play the game. And the game might be the scoreboard, or the game might be accounting, the game might be marketing a team. It might be many things you can do to be involved in sports. And so she taught women the business of sports too.
Okay, so she was the whole package. She was a bag of chips and the sandwich and everything.
Yes, she was.
Yeah. And just for the full name of that, as you mentioned, founder and CEO of Images of Us. If folks have heard of that, they can, look that up, teaching the business of women's sports. Where do you think that fire for women's sports came from?
Well, she came from an athletic family. She was a high school athlete. I found so many things I'm going to bring in the bar and make a wall for her, but she has just tons of ribbons and coins, and track and field and basketball were her sports. And so it just started when she was very young. And she has nephews that are NFL players and Europe VP players. And, her brothers were sports addicts, so it just it's part of the family. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you mentioned earlier that, she started thinking about starting a women's sports bar. And obviously you're carrying that forward. But when did the two of you start talking about that?
2.5 years ago, when she started seeing the change in women's basketball. We used to go out to bars with friends and we couldn't see the games. They wouldn't view them for us. And she was really upset about that. And she wanted to create a space where you could go and see women's games.
And let's talk about that, because I wanted to get your experience and, anecdotes, if you have, of Brunel's about asking to watch women's sports in bars in Madison, because I know I've had my experiences with that. What's your experience?
I actually did my own personal little test survey, and I named 15 bars myself. I'm not going to share them because I don't want to be not nice to people. But I went in during game time and I asked if they would change the channel so I could watch the game. Only one of the 15 said yes. And their excuses were, well, if I change one channel, they all change. But I know that's not true. Also, they said things like, well, people came to see the Packers today, or the Brewers, or whatever they came in to see. And I would say, well, can I just have that one TV over there? And they'd say, I can't do that. Majority of my customers are here to watch a particular game, so they wouldn't do it for me. And that really sort of fired me up. It made me really realize the need is huge. I know a lot of people who love to watch women's sports. And sometimes when you say that, people think it's for women only, but it's not. So many uncles and cousins and brothers and fathers and family friends can't watch people that they know that play women's sports on the screen in their local bars. And so this gives them opportunity to do that too.
Right. It's almost like we're 50% or so of the population, and people do care about us, and we are in their lives. And I remember what I felt like the one time that I asked at a bar not too long ago, and I got laughed at by the bartender. Like, oh, isn't that such a funny, silly question? And, we're talking about our Caitlin Clarks, who are starting, getting lots of press. And some other bars around the country starting. It seems like this might be a moment.
Yeah, I have done some research on the other bars too. Earlier in the year, there were 6. Now I think there's between 12 and 25 across the country. But what I've noticed is a movement, that it's not just that a person's opening a bar. It becomes a movement and a statement in the community like, yes, this thing is going to happen and we got to support it and we got to make sure that it happens. Differently than if someone else had just opened a bar up. All of a sudden there's this this intention to provide something that isn't normally provided for women or for anybody viewing women's sports. So that feels interesting and different for me.
Yeah. And I know we're talked a little bit nationally talking about Caitlin Clark. I want to talk Angel Reese. We also are having a moment here in Madison.
Oh my goodness, yes.
We're getting a semi-pro women's soccer team next year.
Yes.
The Madison Nightmares, our softball team, they're pulling crowds in at our home games.
Yes.
UW volleyball is like a team to be on. I could go on and on. Do you feel like Madison is ready for a sports bar dedicated to women's sports?
I got to tell you that I don't think there's too many other cities that at a college level that have the women's teams that Madison has. The combination of volleyball, hockey, the rowing team. These are phenomenal teams that have, especially the hockey team. Oh my gosh. Like there is no better. You can't get better than UW's hockey team, women's hockey team. And their volleyball team is now bringing in European players. I mean, like seriously, like it's huge in Madison. And I just feel like this should have been happened. This is a late deal for Madison. This is a place where women's sports should have a viewing place. And I'm really excited to offer that to Madison.
So let's think about Burnell's, right? Can you describe what you're envisioning for the Burnell space? And you are in it right now, by the way, for those listening, if they hear people moving around, it's because things need to get done.
Yes, interviews are being done on the other side of the bar for staff right now. So yeah, I'm here every day and we're busy every day. We're not open yet, but I'm busy every day preparing to open. What I envision is that this will be a community space, not just a bar, but a community space where people can gather that haven't been able to gather in this way before, just as a population or as sports fanatics or foodies, Madison foodies, all kinds of things. Our kitchen is being run by Woo's Food for the Soul, and she's won many acclamations in Madison and contests for her food, actually quite a bit, and she's quite the cook, and I'm excited that she'll be cooking her food. People are going to love it. She's fantastic.
I've heard great things.
Yeah, she's really good. And then also our stage is huge. And I'm excited that not only the blues, but I'll be able to offer a lot of things that the community might want to offer in here, like spoken word, karaoke, drag bingo, other kinds of contests that we might do in here. And also not just blues music. I want women to be on that stage, and so that might include all kinds of music. I don't know. I'm really into music myself, and I've done stage management. I've been a professional vocalist in the past. So music is something that is close to my heart, and that I'm excited to have this stage and be able to do some things on this stage, especially highlighting Madison musicians. There's some great talent in Madison. I also will be able to do outdoor concerts in the summer here. And I have the space outside to build stages and do outdoor concerts. So I'll be doing that also in the summertime. Very excited about that.
Oh my gosh, this is sounding like such an enterprise. What will the food look like? You talked about soul food. Like, what are you expecting in terms of menu items?
Well, we're starting out with brunch. We're doing a soulful brunch. So we have your regular eggs, bacon, ham, sausage stuff. But we're going to add grits to that. And we're going to add some good country hash brown potatoes. But also we're going to have shrimp and grits. We're going to have cinnamon bake. We're going to have Belgian waffles, peach cobbler nachos. We're going to use greens in our dishes. We're just really going to spice it up a little bit.
Rita, literally one of the first things I've said on CityCast Madison when I was asked, like, what do you want more of in Madison? I want shrimp and grits.
Yep, there you go.
So
there you
I want
go.
places to get shrimp and grits. And I haven't even found my spot. So that is really exciting.
We want to become that brunch place. So we're going to do blues brunch. We're going to do sports brunch. We're going to, whatever comes up, we're going to do it here.
What have you heard from the community in terms of reactions to your plans and the anticipation around Burnell's?
Bigger than I thought, so much so it kind of makes me nervous. So a recent thing I put on Facebook was, I got the spot, I'm opening a women's sports bar, and I'm so excited. That's all I said. Later on that day, Facebook got a hold of me and they changed my whole page and they named me a digital creator. I guess because I had 76,000 hits in less than 24 hours. And even famous people have actually commented. I'm shocked.
Like who?
Jessica Betts, Niecy Nash's wife, has contacted me.
Oh,
Wanda Sykes.
if Wanda Sykes comes and hangs out at your bar,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
you'd be like, I was sick and tired of waiting
Yeah.
for a bar to come.
One of the owners of the Bucks team has contacted me. And at least 6 or more owners of women's sports bars across the country have contacted me. And they're excited for me and they're being supportive. And there's, we support you, we wish you the best. And so there's just this social media, like I said earlier, like a movement kind of thing about this isn't something that would happen to someone just opening up a business. You wouldn't have that kind of social media feedback. And I think it's an example of the changes that are happening in our country for women's sports and viewing women's sports. I'm excited about it.
Okay, so the vision is incredible. Like, I'm teeming with excitement. I cannot even wait for something like this to be in our scene. And like you said, it should have happened already. Let's talk about funding, because I understand that you've run into a snag with that.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So what's happened?
Well, I had a financer and I was nervous about starting. So someone came forward and agreed to be the financer. And so then it gave me, okay, I can do this then. And then that person backed out. And so then I had already signed things, the lease here and stuff. And I thought, oh no, other places have done it. They've raised the money and people are excited. So I'll be able to raise the money. Well, that's not happening like I need it to happen. I thought because there was such a big interest and so much verbal support to do this, that people would support it financially. If everyone I knew gave $10, I'd be fine. I don't need people to give tons of money. If people just gave a small amount of money, because there's so many people that are part of my Facebook or my Instagram accounts, it would really change it. It would make it happen. The other thing that changed it was the city of Madison only gets so many licenses. And those licenses cost $600 and some odd dollars, which isn't a huge amount of money. But when they run out of those licenses, then you have to get a conditional license. So you pay the $600 and some dollars plus $10,000.
Oh my. So
there's one license left right now. And they told me, plan to pay the $10,000. Someone else is going to probably grab that before you get a chance. So I'm going to have to pay $10,600 and some odd dollars just for the license. And I also have to pay $1,000 for the food license. And then I'm required to buy so much alcohol. And then they're just things that add up. And so it's about 20 grand you need to open the bar.
Okay. So that's how much you need to raise at this point is 20.
Yes. And I've raised almost 4. So I'm short 16,000. The problem is I have to have it by October 7th.
In a few weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, where can people be helpful and connect with this?
They can get a hold of me on Facebook. Rita Adair is my Facebook page, or Brunell's Facebook page.
Well, we'll be sure to link to your Facebook page in our show notes so folks can help out because, heck, this is such an exciting endeavor that you're already started in. Like, this is exactly the sort of story that we want to get out to listeners. And, getting the bar and restaurant opened will be the first mark of success, right? So making it a reality, that's the first step, which is going to happen. Sending the bird call out, that's what we're doing. And once open, what are your wildest dreams for the bar, Rita? Like, in your mind's eye, what does Brunell's look like when it's thriving?
I said earlier the word community. I want to be that community hub where athletes and fans are gathering together. I really want to support the UW-Madison athletes, and I want to support the Madison community athletes, especially the new teams that are showing up here in Madison. I'm excited about that. The soccer, the baseball, the volleyball, like all of it. And actually, the women's football team, I really want to support them and have them in here. And I also have a background in music. And, I've rubbed shoulder a little bit in my life. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to bring some people to my stage. And I'm looking forward to bringing people to my stage and people being excited about who's going to be on my stage.
Rita, this is so exciting. I really appreciate you making the time to come talk with me about what hopefully be Madison's hottest new bar, yes. And sharing the legacy of your wife, Burnell Hooker. Thank you for taking the time and just wishing you the absolute best.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate this.
That's Rita Adair, owner of the future Burnell's Sports Bar. That's all for today here on CityCast Madison. I'm your host, Bianca Martin. Don't forget, you can support the show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Madison neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. And if you enjoyed today's show, what I share this episode with? Someone who cares about women's sports. All right, we'll be back tomorrow morning with more stories from around the city. Until then, take good care. Oh, good. You're still here. To you goes the spoils, then. So, to enter our True North Music and Food Festival ticket giveaway, head over to our Instagram page at CityCast Madison and check out our pinned True North giveaway post. Step 1, make sure you're following us. Duh. Step 2, follow the True North Festival Instagram page. Step 3, in the comments of our True North Fest pinned post, tag a friend who you would like to take with you. Voila! Winners will be selected at random. I know, I would have picked you. And then our winners will be contacted via Instagram for the purpose of providing tickets. No purchase is necessary, and you must be 18 years or older to win. Best of luck to you.